the most feared drug cartel in all of Mexico, causing the streets to flow with blood as the body count piled up into the thousands. For years, the Arellano Felix organization ruled with impunity, employing death squads to carry out hits against anyone who stood in their way of controlling the multi-billion-dollar Mexican drug market. Victor Rojas Lopez ran one of the Arellano Felix organization's most violent enforcement crews in Tijuana, with his younger brother Jorge following in his footsteps. And in 2003, when Victor was taken out by the Arellano Felix cartel after a dispute, Jorge knew it had just become personal.
En el nombre del Padre, y del Hijo, y del Espíritu Santo. Amén. They take out Victor, and they could come after us next, Chacotin. We have to strike first. You and everybody else work for me now. Do you understand? Ayúdame, pues.
Rojas Lopez and his crew moved north here to San Diego. He named his gang Los Palillos, or the Toothpicks, in memory of his older brother who had that nickname. Very heavily armed and with deep connections inside the drug trade, cops say the Toothpicks dug into their new turf and quickly made their presence here known. They soon began taking their revenge on anyone connected to the Arellano Felix cartel. They financed their operation with kidnappings.
Come with me if you want to live.
And drug deals that netted them millions. As for the cops, Lopez's crew not only operated under their radar, but they were brazen enough to impersonate them.
Get in the van now. It's okay. We're the police.
Lopez knew the families of the kidnapped victims were too afraid to go to the authorities. It was easy money. But authorities say money often wasn't enough to save the lives of those Lopez had kidnapped.
No. Déjalo. Hey, my family get paid for the money. Déjalo.
Money's not everything, old man.
Déjalo, suéltalo. ¿Por qué por money? ¡Nos está matando! Please.
I'll allow you to watch your boy dissolve in acid.
No, déjalo.
Something special to remember before we kill you too.
Nos está matando. Déjalo, suelta.
The presence of Los Palillos marked a turning point in the Mexican drug wars, one of the first major invasions of a Mexican gang bringing extreme violence, including multiple kidnappings and murders, over the border with them into the U.S. The gang operated out of upscale neighborhoods, just like this one in the San Diego suburb of Chula Vista. And when they struck, innocent citizens could find themselves caught in their deadly line of fire. In September of 2005, cops say Lopez targeted businessman Salvador Parra.
Salvador Parra! Where are you running, huh? Or the police? Get down over there! Get off the windows! Try the front door!
I received a radio call, shots being fired into a home, respond code 3, so I knew it was a serious incident.
Suspect fleeing a green Chevy Suburban.
I had a gut feeling that I was going to run into these suspects.
Car 2611, have the Suburban in sight. Following on East Palomar, approaching Medical Center Drive.
Go into this mall. Go into this mall.
Requesting backup. Plaza Simple Shopping Center.
Faster! He's catching up!
I had real concerns about shoppers coming out of the grocery store. I had concerns about citizens backing their vehicles out of their parking spots.
Let's take him out!
I don't know if they're advancing and walking up on my vehicle and about to execute me. I see shards of glass kind of glistening in the air. You really have to be able to think under this kind of pressure. There was no way I was going to allow them to shoot at me and let them get away. Until I can get some cover officers to figure out another game plan, I was going to stay with this vehicle.
Dale, dale, calmados, calmados.
My mindset was it was going to be a bailout. As the Suburban starts to come towards me, I put it in reverse, go pedal to the metal, give it all the gas I have. At that point in time, I thought to myself, they're going to take me out here. That's when I noticed my first cover officer arrive on the scene.
Come on, let's go, let's go.
And while two of Lopez's gang were rounded up that September afternoon, Jorge Rojas Lopez and his right-hand man, Chacatin, managed to elude authorities. Right now, I'm joined by Rich Diamampo, the brave officer who survived that unbelievable shootout. God bless you, Rich.
Thank you,
You got to tell me about that incredible day.
Well, it's a day in my life that I will never forget, and it's a day that not very many officers will experience in their career.
In a nice, calm neighborhood like this, did you have any prior knowledge about this violent gang?
Absolutely not. I had no idea about this particular gang until we went to court hearings and I was then introduced to them.
I knew you wanted to make sure they didn't get away.
Absolutely. Taking as many shots as I had taken, I was determined to make sure that they were captured.
Well, you're one brave guy, and I got to say thank you for all your service.
Thank you very much, John.
Now, unfortunately, it wouldn't be the last time that law enforcement had a close call and violent encounter with Rojas Lopez and his gang. Cops say he was just getting started here in San Diego, racking up multiple murders and kidnappings. I'll tell you how far he'd go when we come back. Los Palios was a violent drug gang that crossed our border with the sole purpose of targeting people here in the U.S., kidnapping and murdering at will. And when cops tried to stop them, they found themselves under siege. Nobody was safe from the gang's ruthless leader, Jorge Rojas Lopez, including successful businessman Eduardo Tostado, who had no connection with the gang or its business.
Hey.
Hey. The usual, Eduardo?
Yep. You know me too well.
Extra large, half with an extra shot of vanilla.
You must be a regular.
Yes. Yes, actually, I'm a creature of habit.
Extra large? Huh?
Yes. You do know what they say about men who order big cups of coffee, don't you?
No, what?
That they really like their coffee.
Well, I like everything in the morning. Don't you?
So this is your house, huh?
Yeah. You like it?
It's very nice.
I'll tell my husband you like it.
That's a good one. Is he home?
I don't think so. Is that it?
Very nice house.
You like it?
Oh, I do. You're gonna like it too. Where you going? Oh, yeah?
Buen trabajo. Gotcha. We've been watching you, Eduardo. You've done pretty good for yourself out here, huh? Car lots, your restaurant. It's time you shared the wealth. Call your family. Tell them to pay up.
What's the number, baby?
Hey, it's me. They want $2 million. Get it to them however you can. As soon as possible.
Your brother is alive now. But if you don't get us the money in 2 days, he will be dead. And no police. Now that is muriatic acid, my friend. It'll take off every little bit of that handsome skin of yours. You just better hope they pay.
Days later, Eduardo's brother dropped off the ransom money. The family could only get their hands on $193,000. They'd done all they could to meet all of Lopez's demands. Except one. Unlike the families of Lopez's other kidnapped victims, Eduardo's family had called in the FBI.
Once the FBI was contacted and it was determined that this was a true kidnapping for ransom, law enforcement was set in motion to, number one, try to save his life, and number two, apprehend the kidnappers.
It would be the first time anyone in U.S. law enforcement knew of Jorge Rojas Lopez.
On the day of the ransom drop, the FBI placed a beacon inside of the briefcase. The FBI is surveilling the kidnappers. One of the places they went to was Neiman Marcus.
Authorities say this is the surveillance tape of Lopez and one of his thugs on a shopping spree with the ransom money, as Eduardo's life hung in the balance. After Lopez wrapped up his shopping trip, he led the FBI right to his house. Now the question was Eduardo being held there? And more importantly, was he still alive?
That's not enough. I said 2 million. You get closer to that, or your brother is dead.
Authorities knew they had to move fast.
Yeah, let me order 4 chicken taquitos from 4 milpas. Yeah, come on, baby, make it snappy.
Joder, the police is outside.
What?
Llegó la policía.
What did your family do?
Suspect, come out the front door and follow our plan.
You're gonna help us get out of here. And you're gonna do exactly what I say.
This is the police department. Come out the front door and follow our plan.
Suspect, move to the sound of my voice. Move forward. Move forward. Step down. Keep coming, stop. Suspect, go down to your knees.
Police, get on the ground! Get on the ground! Get on the ground!
Don't shoot, please. I'm the good guy.
With Rojas Lopez now out of the picture, Los Palios suffered a major blow. But that doesn't mean Los Palios is finished. Joining me now is San Diego County Deputy District Attorney Mark Amador. He's the chief prosecutor in this case, and you've done a heck of a job. 17 of these guys have been indicted. Give me an update on this gang.
9 of them are in custody. The boss, Rojas Lopez, is serving a life term in prison, but we're also prosecuting him for 9 murders. 5 others are still wanted and are fugitives, and we're asking for help in locating them. The main guys that we're looking for are the ones pictured in red. One of the worst individuals and one of the people we really need to apprehend is this person we refer to as Chacatin. He's implicated in 5 murders, numerous kidnappings.
Let's take him out!
And actually shooting at a Chula Vista police officer.
Mark, you're not going to give up till you get all these guys.
Correct.
Well, we've caught several guys across the border. We have Spanish-speaking operators, lots of fans in Mexico. Let's hope we can take these guys down tonight. Keep up your good work. Now, there's no doubt that these guys are extremely dangerous. For information about all of the fugitives in this gang, go to our website at amw.com. Or you can leave your tip at our hotline, 1-800-CRIME-TV. That works in Mexico. I guarantee you that if you have the courage to make that call or leave your tip, you can remain anonymous. Let's end their threat tonight.
Up next, a mother leaves work to meet her daughter and gets the shock of her life.
I see her on the ground, bleeding. And at that point, I knew I was next.
She couldn't catch the heartless attacker, but maybe you can.
If your child becomes a crime victim, believe me, I know it's the worst nightmare any parent can live through. Well, you're about to meet another parent who's had to go down that same painful road. Her strength has been a rock to everybody around her, even as she copes with a tragedy that's changed her life forever. It was September 11th, 2008, and Diane Marcel was headed to her Albuquerque, New Mexico home to meet one of her 6 daughters, 18-year-old Brittany, for lunch.
Hey, I'm almost there. Are you hungry?
Oh, yeah, I'm starving.
I punch out 11:30, 11:40. I'm calling her, letting her know that I'm almost there. Just hang tight. I'll be there in a minute. Everything was great. Everything was great.
I will see you soon.
And I get there. She's already beat me there. When I saw her sunglasses, there's something wrong.
What? Britt? Britt? Brittany?
And when I walked in, I see her on the ground, bleeding. And at that point, I knew I was next. And I took off running.
My daughter. She's like, Watson.
I talked to Brittany 11:40. She's fine. 11:47. I'm calling the paramedics.
Oh, God, hurry. I don't know if she's okay.
That's my daughter. That's my blood. I'm not knowing if I have a daughter anymore that's living. I really don't.
The young woman, with her whole life ahead of her, now fought for her life. As Diane remained by her side, it was as if time stood still.
Days just were forever. They had to take out the skull, probably the size maybe 4 inches, where the pressure was building up, and they implanted it in her abdomen to preserve it. The doctors were fabulous. They were very straightforward with us. You know, this could be a procedure that we may lose her.
But they didn't lose Brittany.
I was a sheer relief when she was out of the coma, out of the NICU, but there's a long road.
Brittany couldn't walk or talk. Her brain functioned at the level of a child. Every step would be a challenge. She'd have to relearn everything. And to do so, she'd have to leave Albuquerque for a facility in Texas, better equipped to coordinate her difficult recovery, all the while looking over her shoulder.
I was scared because the person who did this to me, I was scared that he was going to find where I was.
The very first day was very hard.
Well, I don't want to be here anymore. I just want to go home. This isn't helping me at all. Whoa.
The second day, we're ready to call it quits.
Did that make you dizzy?
Yeah.
Brittany never gave up, even as her treatment got more difficult. And as weeks turned into months, she got better. The old Brittany began to reemerge. Diane packed up the house in New Mexico and moved to Texas to be with Brittany every step of the way.
I still think she has a ways to go. Her beautiful smile is not there right now. She has her partial smile. She's still paralyzed on the right side. Partial deaf in her left and loss of vision in her left eye because of this. You can still see childlike qualities.
Can you look surprised?
I look mad.
No.
She has goals. She's a strong person. I've seen it. I mean, she had to have been strong to fight back.
Through Brittany's miraculous recovery, one piece of information hasn't emerged. Who did this to her?
I don't remember anything. I'm glad that I don't remember it all, but there are some parts that I wish I remembered as to who he is and why it was my house.
Yeah, I'm starving.
And cops want to find out, too. The attacker used a shovel left outside the house. But it's what happened the night before the senseless attack that leads Diane to wonder, had Brittany's attacker stalked them?
We had heard dogs barking. I told my daughter, Kristen, I said, well, it's probably just one of the joggers, the guy with this dog, and she saw nothing, so we don't know if somebody was so-called setting the place up for the next day or what.
What Diane does know is what Brittany's attacker looked like. With just a quick glimpse, she helped police create this sketch. The man is in his late teens or early 20s and is either white or light-skinned Hispanic. Tonight, let's give this brave mother and daughter the justice they deserve. If you recognize this man or you know anything that can help police solve this case, call our hotline at 1-800-CRIME-TV.
Brittany's a fighter. She'll always be a hero in my eyes. Whoever turns him in, they're my hero too.
I couldn't agree more, Diane. Your daughter Brittany's truly a hero. She's worked so hard to recover, and she's come such a very long way. In fact, Diane shared some great news with me. Brittany's just been released from the rehab center, and she's back at home. And you both have got my word. We won't give up until the guy who did this is off the street.
Still ahead.
Be strong, honey.
She had what it took to live her dream. Until someone took her dream away.
I said, no. This can't be.
But you can still get her the justice she deserves.
And all around the country are on the lookout for an accused double murderer from up north in Oregon. He's on the run, armed and dangerous, and he's got ties to this area. These family photos show Gabriel Morris as a loving son and caring father, but pictures can be deceiving. Behind the smiles, police say Morris was more of a con man than a family man. And on February 8th, they say he became something much worse. A cold-blooded killer who shot 2 people to death in their own home.
They were, in essence, ambushed as they came in the door.
The victims weren't just random targets. They were Morris's mother, Robin, and her boyfriend, Robert Kennelly. Robin had recently moved into Robert's home, which rests just off this country road in Coquille, Oregon. It was the perfect way to take their blossoming relationship to another level.
He told her, he's like, I see us as 2 people that are looking to be happy and together.
But that happiness would soon be tested. Gabriel Morris came to his mother begging for help. He was in desperate straits and needed a place to stay.
My dad was a type of person that would help anybody. He just wanted people to be happy and to help people.
So Morris moved in along with his wife Jessica and daughter Kalia. His mother had no idea how much trouble he was in.
Credit card debt, student loan debt that's in the neighborhood of $100,000.
It fit what cops say is a typical pattern for Morris, taking advantage of people, strangers, friends, even family.
We believe Mr. Morris is quite capable of conning people out of money.
No one knows what led to the violent outburst, but cops fear Morris may now be conning his own wife and 4-year-old daughter. After the murders, Morris went on the run, and cops say Jessica and Kalia are with him.
If Gabe did this to his mother, I'm sure that he didn't tell Jessica that he did it. I'm sure that he told her somebody else did it to my mom and they're coming after us and we've got to get out of here.
Morris was spotted in San Diego where he has relatives. Then he was picked up by security cameras in Mesa, Arizona. No one knows where he is now, and Jessica's family fears the worst.
But I don't think she knows what he did. And our baby granddaughter is in the middle of it. And I'm afraid we won't see her again.
My biggest concern of this case right now is the safety of Jessica Morris and Kalia. I am very much concerned about what might happen if there is some confrontation at gunpoint if the police should find him.
The fact that Morris worked for a brief time as a sheriff's deputy in Idaho and has law enforcement training makes him even more dangerous. He might be driving a 2002 silver-colored Ford Taurus with Oregon plates. Cops say Morris has contacts in Mississippi, Louisiana, and Florida, and a large network of friends in the Mormon community. If you know where Gabriel Morris is tonight, call our hotline at 1-800-CRIME-TV. Now, there's lots more from San Diego, so stay with us. We'll be right back.
Coming up.
Hold on to your innocent shoes.
She was an incredible talent. She was a diva.
A rising star becomes a target for murder. Now we need to turn our spotlight on her killer.
You can feel it. First responders are coming in from across the country for our 6th annual AMW All-Star Contest. There's only one more day to vote for the first weekly finalist. Tune in next week to find out who it is. Voting for our 2nd weekly finalist begins Monday. Remember, you can vote once a day, every day. In May, you'll choose one of the 8 weekly finalists as the 2010 AMW All-Star. I'll meet the winner at the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series All-Star Challenge in Charlotte, North Carolina. Do you know a heroic first responder? Well, you can nominate them at amw.com. Just tell us who they are and why you think they're an all-star. Remember, voting for our first weekly finalist ends tomorrow at midnight. So log into amw.com and make sure your favorite hero gets the recognition an all-star deserves. But when Tom Morris traveled to her hometown, he discovered that Lala Brown may have also had some very big and very dangerous enemies.
B100.7 blazing hip-hop and R&B. Reggie Smooth as butter is right here. Got a special guest, Mr. Tom Morris from America's Most Wanted.
I'm here, man. I'm here in Milwaukee.
That's what's up. Well, welcome to Milwaukee.
Thank you.
Yep, you're here to find justice for Lala and Kool-Aid.
We're going to do what we can.
Really? Okay. Okay, how's it
This jockey, Reggie Smooth as Butter Brown, knows what's hot and who's hot in urban music. And he knew there was no hotter local talent than singer Yolanda Lala Brown. The first time Reggie heard Lala Brown sing a note, he knew she was a star waiting to shine.
Yeah, she was way ahead of herself. She was an incredible talent. She was a diva.
A diva born to a Mexican-French-Canadian mom and an African-American dad on Milwaukee's north side. As the youngest of William and Maria Brown's 5 kids, Lala was always the center of attention.
You know, not only sing, she could dance.
She could dance.
I'm talking about going up against the bigger girls.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
She make up her own thing. She get up there. Anything, just like that. Writing music, just like that.
Yeah.
But she just had a beautiful voice.
Yeah.
From age 10 on, Lala was living for a dream, to sing and dance her way to fame and fortune. She told her parents,
I'm going to get you all out of the ghetto. I said, are we in the ghetto? I said, I didn't know we was in the ghetto. She said, yeah, Mama. She said, you're going to be in big mansions, and you're going to have a butler and a maid. And I said, well, go, girl. Let's do this.
And Big Daddy Brown believed in his baby girl's natural talent so much that he retired early to focus full-time on molding her into a star. When she was 19, all of that hard work paid off. She caught the attention of
She was gonna blow up.
But that success was short-lived. Lala ended up back in Milwaukee with no money and no record deal. But Lala Brown wasn't about to give up her dreams of fame and fortune. She teamed up with the hottest homegrown music producer in the Brew City, Jatan Kool-Aid Claiborne. They called him Kool-Aid because of his big, wide smile.
He was across the board talented, from anything house, club music, R&B, hip-hop, gospel. You name it, this kid could do it.
That's always a good sign. Is it feeling good?
Jatan was a type of trendsetter. He was a go-getter. He wanted to make sure his life meant something, and he started becoming more of an entrepreneur and thinking that way when he was about 16, when it really set into him that I'm going to make something of my life, and he was determined to do it with music.
Kool-Aid was running his own recording studio, Loud Enough Productions. The ambitious 22-year-old musician had saved and scrounged to build it up slowly, piece by piece, with his own hands. And he literally lived there 24/7.
He lived for music. Music was his life.
Lala's music collaboration with Kool-Aid soon led to romance, and she moved into the studio with him. The talented duo worked day and night laying down hot urban tracks that they believed would land them a major label contract. But on the evening of October 19th, 2007, everything suddenly changed. Relatives were concerned because nobody had heard from Kool-Aid or Lala in several days, and that just wasn't normal. So Kool-Aid's brother Anthony broke into the locked studio to check on him.
I kicked in the door. There was an awful smell, you know. Went to the back room. That's where they lay. That's where we found them.
Lala Brown and Shaitan Claiborne had been shot to death. In an instant, 2 lives and their dreams had ended in a surreal nightmare of violence.
I said no, no. I said no. This can't be.
We believe that Lala and Kool-Aid actually knew the perpetrator. There were no signs of forced entry, and evidence recovered from the scene revealed that the perpetrator did not force his way into the building. Hi, V100.
Yeah, the V100. I got a question for the guy from
Mr. Tom Morris?
Yes.
Say hi to him.
How you doing, Mr. Morris?
What's up, man? How you doing?
Got a question. As far as Lala and Kool-Aid, do y'all have any like possible leads or any motives as to why such a tragic thing will happen?
Over the last 2 years, Milwaukee Homicide has actually had several persons of interest in this unsolved double homicide. Most are dudes from the hood who were rumored to have petty beefs with Kool-Aid over his studio, equipment, or debts. But nothing solid enough to back up an indictment so far. Another V100 caller told me that Lala and Kool-Aid had been to see their mutual friend and hairstylist the Saturday before they were killed. Now, I know that people have a natural tendency to tell their hairdressers what's going on in their lives. So I stopped by the salon on a hunch, and I learned a lot.
Kool-Aid, he was usually his little upbeat self, but Lala, you could tell something wrong with her. She was like, she was getting like phone calls, threatening phone calls, and people hanging up and stuff like that. And
Threatening her life?
Threatening her life.
But she didn't say who?
She didn't say who.
Yeah.
Or if it was a male or female, she never said. And she was actually asking if anybody knew any, apartment listing, because she wanted to move from the studio where they were living in. She wanted to move right away because she felt threatened for her life. But she said that 3 days before she died.
Who had threatened Lala's life is a big part of this mystery.
When you lose a child, it cuts your heart. It's hideous. It's like 1 minute I'll be smiling, and the next minute I feel like I can't walk.
Hey Milwaukee, this is your girl Lala Brown, and you're checking out Reggie Smooth as Butter Brown on V100.7, the #1 hip-hop and R&B station.
Wow, Lala Brown, we miss you, baby. God bless you. Rest in peace. Let's find justice for Lala and Kool-Aid.
Now, as you saw, Tom learned that Lala was receiving threatening phone calls in the days before her murder. And here's something else. The night before Lala and Kool-Aid were killed, Kool-Aid's studio was robbed of $10,000 worth of equipment. Now, we don't know if the robbery and the murders are related, but somebody out there knows exactly what went down there. If that's you, please have the courage to call our hotline tonight. These murders need to be solved, and if you're afraid, I promise you, you can remain anonymous. I guarantee it.
Tonight, the manhunt's on for accused killer and kidnapper Juan Chocolatine Loreno Arvizu, convicted wife-beater Dale Batt, accused rapist Larry Arbuckle, and Gabriel Morris, Gilberto Vargas, and Cameron Taylor, all accused of murder.
Now, until I see you right here next week, please stay safe, stay strong, and remember, you can make a difference.